Hi, I'm Mike Sandoval, Vice President of Business Development at MACCOR. MACCOR manufactures battery test equipment. We've been doing this for almost 4 decades now. We're about to enter our 40th year. We build systems to help innovators, next generation batteries, all kinds of um, equipment for battery qualification, material testing. We can help.
Awesome, Mike. Thanks for being here. And what are you currently excited about regarding what you're working on?
Well, I'm making a presentation with Lucid at the IBS International Battery Seminar in Orlando, which I'm not, like I said, I'm not a public speaker, so that's going to be fun. So it'd be nice. Also, recently I've been given marketing duties. So I've been doing a lot of the marketing here at MacCord, trying to change our image, bring it up to more modern standards. And one of the things is I'm going to, next step is to modernize our website. Um, And then, tools to help our sales staff. I recently wrote an application in Python, which I never had, to help, get expedite things or make things a little bit more efficient. So,
Amazing. Yeah, what innovation or trend in the industry do you think more people should be paying attention to?
it's difficult because there's so many different directions. It was automotive, there's medical, drones. Now it's like data centers where they're going to need a lot of batteries to keep their equipment running. So that's going to really open up the door for a lot of the stationary battery applications that weren't there before. Everybody was focused on lighter weight transportation. I think this kind of helps spread it out a little bit. And then, we're rolling out some new products later in the year. So I'm working on framing those and getting those out into the public. So really excited about what we have coming down the pike.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to keep my eye out for those product announcements. That's really exciting. And when you've gone through your career, what have been some of the values that have guided you?
I value in in well, let's start this one over. Okay. Integrity, curiosity, creativity, collaboration. We don't work in silos, so we have to work with others. So even if I'm training somebody in Asia or just connecting with the peers at NAATBatt, I think that that's really important. So at the end of it all, I think mostly it's just the connections that I've made over the time and the partnership. That's really been important to me.
Yeah. I mean, this is such a relationships driven industry and business. That makes a lot of sense that you'd find a lot of fulfillment in the relationships.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of professionally?
I that's a difficult one because I've been doing this for 30 years now, and I've done a lot. I've a lot of the applications that go out with our software suite. I wrote from the ground up, although other people's now maintain them. I've developed several products. Introduced different things to the company. But again, I think just building long-term relationships. I think I've made a lot of long-lasting friendships over the my course in the industry. So that I think is what really gives the most amount of pride.
That's incredible. And what are you most proud of personally?
Personally, I don't know. I don't know if I can really answer that one. Just I'm not dead.
That's great. That's something to be proud
Right?
of for sure.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. I really hadn't really thought about that one, to tell you the truth.
That's okay. Yeah. Um, so what do you like to do when you're not working in the world of batteries?
I like to do a little bit of everything. I play soccer on Saturdays. In a league team. Been doing that for a very long time. Just now getting back into it because I had knee surgery. So You know, that's my me time. You know, we sneak off to at lunchtime to sometimes play, if the weather permits, play disc golf. Um, More recently, I've been trying to do more pickleball, but it's trying to fit everything into one box or within a day. It's a challenge. So
And there's so much to do with one's time,
yeah,
yeah, it's great that you're involved in those sports.
right. And then travel. It's I've always liked different cultures or meeting new people from different places because they bring other perspectives. They just because I don't do it that way doesn't mean it's wrong. So it's nice to see how other people in other cultures, because there are so many, how they do different things. Yeah.
Yeah, are there any places that you have really enjoyed traveling to?
Um, there were I had several favorite places that I would like to go to, but looking back on it, it always goes back to who I'm with. Whether it be that I have an agent, a representative, or a family member. That I think is almost as important as where you are. So you could be a really beautiful place, and if you're not, if you're alone and don't have nothing to do, it's not as exciting as sharing it with someone.
Okay. What is your current role at NAATBatt?
Well, I'm a member of the board, and I'm involved in the recycling committee and the North American Manufacturers Committee as well. So yes,
Amazing. Yeah, how has your involvement with NAATBatt made a difference for you or your organization?
it's really a good place to see what's going on in the industry to take a heartbeat. It's NAPBAT brings a lot of North American manufacturers together to discuss the future, what's going on, and that's always been a positive thing that I really enjoyed about NAPBAT.
Yeah, as you've been meeting people throughout NAATBatt, what's something that stuck with you as you meet different people involved in the organization?
We're all professionals. We all have marching orders. We all have a task to do, and we may not do them all the same. Or my task may not be somebody else's task or goal, but they always seem to be cohesive. So I think that that's been something I liked about it.
Like everyone has is part of a broader mission in general?
Right. It's a
Interesting.
it's kind of a funnel, right? So we all have these things, but then at the end, we're almost at the same ending point.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. And what would you say to a company that's considering joining NAATBatt?
I would say do it. It's a good networking organization in here in the United States, mostly North America. I know that we're branching out internationally, but it's for keeping the manufacturing sectors and the development and the research development in the United States or North America. It's it's a good thing, and it's a good place to meet like-minded people.
And is there anything else that you would like to share with people about your work or your career or what you're looking forward to in the industry?
Well, I'm really looking forward to what's next. There's always something next, new and exciting. So, what's going to be the next big thing? And it's around the corner, and especially with AI, that's really accelerating some of the development. So I think that that's going to be you know, exciting times. Although I've said that for a very long time, we're in exciting times, but that continues, right? There's always something excited and new coming up just around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, that's the battery industry. It's the cutting edge of technology, and AI and an influence on the industry is definitely something that I think a lot of people are really excited about to see what unfolds.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, thank you so much, Mike.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, you did a great job. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you
Thanks.
taking the time to do this, and it's great to see you.